Most people don't fail because they are not talented. They fail because they stop too early. They stop after the first rejection, the first embarrassment, the first moment life becomes uncomfortable, and slowly, without even realizing it, they begin to lower their expectations for themselves. They start saying things like, maybe this life is not for me, or maybe successful people are just lucky. But the truth is, almost every person you admire once sat alone in confusion, doubting themselves, wondering if they were good enough. There is a moment in life that comes quietly. No music, no dramatic sign, just a simple realization that nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to magically transform your future while you sit and wait. And that realization can either scare you or awaken you. Think about how many dreams disappear every day, not because they are impossible, but because people become distracted, tired, or afraid. A student wants to become a doctor but gives up after failing one exam. A young artist stops creating because nobody noticed their work immediately. Someone wants to change their life, start learning, become disciplined, become healthier, become wiser, but they wait for motivation instead of building habits. And that is one of the biggest misunderstandings people have about success. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is what changes lives. There will be mornings when you feel inspired and unstoppable, but there will also be mornings when your mind feels heavy, when your confidence disappears, when your goals feel far away. On those days, discipline becomes your greatest friend. Discipline is waking up when you said you would wake up. It is studying when nobody is forcing you. It is continuing even when results are invisible. Real growth often looks boring from the outside. Quiet practice, repeated effort, small improvements nobody notices, but those small improvements change everything. Imagine two people standing in the same place today. One decides to improve just 1% every day. Read a little more, learn a little more, practice a little more, stay focused a little longer. The other person keeps delaying, waiting for the perfect moment. 1 year later, their lives look completely different. The dangerous thing about wasting time is that it rarely feels dangerous in the moment. One lazy day feels harmless. One distraction feels small. But days become weeks, weeks become years, and suddenly people wake up wondering where all their potential went. Your future is being built by the things you do repeatedly. And education is not just about school. Real education is learning how to think, learning how to manage emotions, learning how to communicate, learning how to survive difficult moments without giving up on yourself. Some of the smartest people in the world are not the ones with the highest grades. They are the ones who stayed curious, the ones who kept learning long after everyone else stopped trying. Never underestimate the power of curiosity. One book can change your mindset. One conversation can change your direction. One skill can change your entire future. The world belongs to people who keep learning. But learning is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Becoming better forces you to confront the version of yourself that keeps making excuses. And excuses are seductive because they sound reasonable. I'm too tired. I don't have enough support. I'll start tomorrow. Maybe those things are true. Maybe life has been unfair to you. Maybe you have struggled in ways nobody understands. But at some point, you must decide whether your pain will become your excuse or your power. Some people use difficult experiences as proof they should stop. Others use the same experiences as fuel to continue. That choice matters. There are people who grew up with fewer opportunities than you and still found a way forward. Not because life was easy for them, but because they refused to let hardship define the rest of their story. They understood something important. Your current situation is not your final identity. You can be behind and still become successful. You can be insecure and still become confident. You can fail today and still win later. One bad chapter does not mean the story is over. Sometimes we become so obsessed with being perfect that we never begin. But perfection is not what creates success. Consistency does. Showing up again and again, even imperfectly, creates transformation. The student who studies consistently will eventually outperform the student who only studies when they feel motivated. The person who practices daily will eventually surpass the person with natural talent but no discipline. Talent may give someone a head start, Discipline keeps them moving. And there is something else people rarely talk about. Your environment matters. The voices around you matter. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and hopeless thinking, eventually your own mind begins to shrink. But when you spend time around people who are ambitious, thoughtful, and determined, something changes inside you. Energy spreads, mindset spread, standards spread. Protect your mind carefully. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every distraction deserves your time. The modern world is full of noise. Endless scrolling, endless comparison, endless pressure to appear successful instead of actually becoming successful. Some people spend more time trying to look productive than actually building a meaningful life. Real confidence is quiet. Real growth happens privately before it becomes visible publicly. There will be periods where nobody claps for you, nobody notices your effort, nobody understands your vision. Continue anyway. Trees grow silently, so do strong people. And remember this, confidence is not something people are born with. Confidence is built through evidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you become stronger internally. Every time you finish what you started, your self-respect grows. Every difficult thing you survive becomes proof that you can handle more than you once believed. That is why small promises matter. If you tell yourself you will study for 1 hour, do it. If you say you will wake up earlier, do it. Your relationship with yourself is built on trust. And when you constantly break promises to yourself, your mind begins to doubt your own words. But when you become someone who follows through, your identity changes. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You start realizing you are capable of much more. The truth is, nobody feels ready before doing something difficult. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving despite fear. Every successful person has moments of uncertainty. The difference is they acted anyway. Think about the person you want to become 5 years from now. That future version of you is created by the decisions you make today, not once, repeatedly. Your habits are shaping your destiny quietly every single day. And life will test you. There will be disappointments, delays, failures, moments where it feels easier to quit. But difficult seasons are not punishments. Sometimes they are training. Sometimes life is preparing you for responsibilities you are not ready to carry yet. Strength is developed under pressure. Patience is developed during uncertainty. Wisdom is developed through mistakes. Do not hate the process that is shaping you. One day, the struggles you are experiencing right now may become the reason someone else believes in themselves. Your story has power, even while it is unfinished. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to suddenly feel fearless. Start now, even if your progress feels slow. Slow progress is still progress. A person who keeps moving eventually reaches places. A person standing still never will. You do not need to become extraordinary overnight. You only need to refuse to give up on yourself repeatedly. There is a version of your life that only exists if you continue. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more disciplined version, someone who turned pain into growth and confusion into clarity. But that version of you cannot appear without effort, without sacrifice, without persistence during the days nobody sees. Your future is listening to what you do today. So learn deeply, work honestly, protect your focus, be patient with your growth. And understand this clearly. Your life can change dramatically in a few years if you stop underestimating the power of consistent effort. You are not defined by where you started. You are defined by whether you keep moving forward. And maybe the most powerful thing you can do is make a quiet decision today. A decision that no matter how difficult life becomes, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how long success takes, you will not stop becoming the person you were meant to be.